Let me know, did you guys like that intro for the good, bad, and the ugly? So, right now what I'm here to talk about is the future of the Minnesota Timberwolves. I hate to say it, Minnesota's going to need to make some more moves to really get better and actually make the playoffs. Because the last time they made it was with Jimmy Butler, and that was the last great year. So I'm here to talk about what should the Minnesota Timberwolves do to win. Because now I officially have my opinions. I know what I feel that Minnesota will definitely need for them to win. So I'm going to start with number one, throw him under the bus. Trading Karl Anthony Towns.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Now, before you guys start hating me in the comments below and just saying you should be destroyed, I'm unsubscribing. I'm about to explain my reason why they should definitely trade Karl Anthony Towns, because this is the best move they can really make. So let's talk about it. A lot of people will hate on me for saying what I'm saying, but in general, I would trade him. My main reasons are that Karl Anthony Towns is a great player, but doesn't fit on Minnesota. Now, he's a great rebounder, which definitely helps out Minnesota. In my opinion, is that him being a great rebounder will help them get more off and on. But I really don't see him being a profitable piece in Minnesota, as he does do great on defense, as he averaged 22.7 points a game. But me thought that he would have been the one traded to the Golden State Warriors, but they traded Andrew Wiggins, and now this is their second time with the number one pick. And I feel in general, what would I trade to get Karl Anthony Towns? There's two players in my opinion that would definitely fit the Karl Anthony Towns role, and let's get into these players. For the player that, well, how I put to Minnesota will be trading is Karl Anthony Towns for Joel Embiid. What do I mean by this? Joel Embiid shot 57% from 3-point, averaged 11.3 rebounds a game, averaged 1.3 blocks a game. So yeah, what would the Minnesota Timberwolves be trading away for that? Well, with Philadelphia they'll be getting Karl Anthony Towns, a player who shot 22.7 points per game, had over 50% shooting for 3 points, and not just that, I'm going to have to also say this. He has 11.8 rebounds a game, and he also averaged over 1.5 blocks a game. So that's really good for them. I didn't say that when I was talking about his highlights. But yeah, like I said before, I'm about to see why this will be a master trade for the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, I'm going to start with Karl Anthony Towns part first off. Philadelphia will be getting them back a player who shoots a three-pointer, who's a great defensive player, and all that presence. What I feel that Philadelphia really needs now is a three-point shooter more than anything. Getting them a rebounder in the form of, well, Karl Anthony Towns, who can rebound the heck out of you, who can also shoot a little bit when given wide open space. Not wide open space, I hate to say, like Ben Simmons, where he won't shoot the jumper all the time. When his defender closes a little bit of space on him, he takes a three and he makes it. So that's what they will be getting. That kind of player right there. That is the future for Philadelphia. They will be getting them back an all-star. And Ben Simmons is no doubt all-star too. So Philadelphia will be getting them two rising all-star players already. Possibly ones who can win MVP in the future. So yeah, do not sleep on them. So put them together. You're definitely going to get a winning franchisable team. Now let's get to, well, Minnesota. Minnesota will be getting them a great player in the form of Joel Embiid, a player who shot 57% from three-point range. The process, as they call him, will definitely fit for Minnesota. What I mean by is, in general, Minnesota needs a lot of shooting and defense. And I hate to say Karl Anthony Towns brings some defense, but not a lot of shooting with offense. Now, what will Minnesota get? They'll get them a great defensive player who's also an all-star. And I mean that the only tricky side seed to Joel Embiid is him getting sick. That's what I mean. Injuries may hurt Joel Embiid's future, but he's definitely been a great player for as long as he's been stint in the NBA. The process himself has been able to do a lot of things. One main that is he's able to get inside the paint, and particularly between a player who will be better in the future, Joel Embiid will be, because he's averaged 23 points per season this season. And if you average him numbers up, I believe he'll be in Minnesota, but at least dropping 30 or 26 points a game, or 25 points a game this season. With Karl Anthony Towns and Doc Rivers situation, I believe Karl Anthony Towns will be dropping 24 points a season. So I'm with me doing this right now with Joel Embiid joining the Minnesota Timberwolves, they'll have a better chance of making the playoffs, as he will be a monster for them in the Western Conference. I feel that with Minnesota getting Karl Anthony Towns to stay with them, as Jimmy Butler said, he's a little bit soft and cares a lot more about his stats. So having that player on your team to win a playoff spot won't help, as Karl Anthony Towns has pretty much gotten overpowered by a lot of big men when he goes into playoffs. He got overpowered by Clint Capella in the Houston Rockets when Jimmy Butler was there. That's what happened. In general, with getting Joel Embiid, he won't get overpowered. And if they are to say go up against the Houston Rockets team, who just got DeMarcus Cousins, this will be the must-see thing to have, having Joel Embiid against a DeMarcus Cousins. So that will technically save their team a lot more than it will destroy their team. So I'm feeling with Philadelphia, with Minnesota, I would definitely go for a trade to get Joel Embiid and trade away Karl Anthony Towns. So there you go, I have it in my opinion on why I would trade away Karl Anthony Towns. So yeah, now let me get to Anthony Edwards. What are my opinion on him? He will become a draft all-star, kind of. It may or may be a bust. Now, I think that Karl Anthony Towns will need to be traded for them to succeed more and get Joel Embiid. But number two is Anthony Edwards may be under a tough situation. I didn't like them picking Anthony Edwards for these reasons. Number one, Anthony Edwards wasn't the right spot to pick. Neither was LaMelo Ball. I feel like they should have went for at least a power forward more than anything. Was be them going for a power forward like Obi Toppins at least. I say this because that's what they really felt like they needed more than anything. Even though my number one picks video, I said that I was saying that because those are number one ones. But if I was in general in that form, I would definitely have taken Obi Toppins in their situation if it wasn't for Anthony Edwards being in the draft. But with Anthony Edwards in general, his thing is he will have to play bench minutes for me, unless D'Angelo Russell will start over Ricky Rubio, and he will, of course, play starting minutes at shooting guard. That will make a lot of sense more, but he will definitely be a little building block of the future for Minnesota, because Karl Anthony Towns will soon be a free agent sooner or later, and he's going to definitely want to leave after the weird decisions that you have made to try to keep in contact with him. You get rid of Jimmy Butler, the player who was a building... Well, first you get rid of Zach LaVine, a building block player who's now showing out in Chicago Bulls, even though they're not winning a lot. Then you got Jimmy Butler, and then you lose Jimmy Butler. It's like, and then you lose Andrew Wiggins. It's like, wow, all the pieces around you are starting to crumble. Karl Anthony Towns, what are you gonna do next? And then they get, well, D'Angelo Russell here, and then they get the number one pick. So it's a weird situation, but with me, I'm going towards that in general. With Minnesota, Anthony Edwards is their top building block. He's the one that they need to try to build around now more than ever if he's the young player that you picked number one. So, yeah, that's how I feel about them in general. So, yeah, definitely Anthony Edwards can be either, he can be a bench player or he can be a starting player that will definitely do some stuff for them. I feel like the main thing he needs to work on is his shot selection, shot creating in general, and a little bit of finishing, because it's different in the NBA where not all defenses you'll be able to read. You need to read them a lot more than ever now. So I feel that's definitely what he'll need to work on. So I'm about to head on to the next person. I'm talking about the main pieces. What's the future for Minnesota? I'm about to go into D'Angelo Russell. In my opinion, I'm going to show a little bit of his highlights and not too much of it. So let's get into him. So with D'Angelo Russell is in a weird situation. I would keep him at point guard. D'Angelo Russell averaged 22.4 points a game, 6.1 assists, and 3.6 rebounds. I would definitely keep D'Angelo Russell. Why? He's the best player to keep on your team right now in general. So I'm going to just take the scenario. Say that Minnesota trades Karl Anthony Towns for Joel Embiid, a player who shot 57% from 3, and they had D'Angelo Russell, a great 3-point shooter who averaged 22.4 points. To me, Joel Embiid's stats will go up a little bit more. I mean by this is that his stats will be at a higher level. And I mean that he'll at least score average like 26 points under this new coach. He was under Brett Brown a lot, which meant something. When you change your coach, sometimes you get better. So I definitely believe his stat numbers will average up to at least 26 or 27 points a game. So yeah, but after that numbers I really just said right now, that's really I would really take over. But then switching up, I'm definitely gonna get to the next biggest thing here. Is that in general that he's an all-star caliber player. So yeah, I would definitely keep him, put him at point guard, let Anthony Edwards run his shooting guard position because that would definitely work for him. And this won't be even a bad idea for you guys. You're still going to be able to win in playoff position, still are likely to make the playoffs in any position that you're going to. So I feel that in general, they have the best positions yet to make the playoffs. So I believe that they are a good team and could possibly make the playoffs. So yeah. Now, let me talk about the rest of Minnesota. In general, these were the main things I was talking about with Minnesota Timberwolves. But everything else, I feel that Minnesota can succeed on or non-succeed on. But I feel they'll most likely succeed with those. Like, in general, trading Karl-Anthony Towns. That's a big deal in my opinion because you're getting back Joel Embiid. Now, many people were at the beginning of the video hating me for saying that. Trade Karl-Anthony Towns. But like I said before, the problem is that Karl-Anthony Towns is in the Anthony Davis situation. And what I mean by this is you traded a player to get him and you haven't won yet. Like, that's the kind of situation he's in. And I would trade him before he wants to leave in free agency. Because Anthony Edwards is your building block right now. Before anything else, he's your building block. So trading away him to get Joel Embiid, a player who can shoot the three a little bit more than Karl-Anthony Towns, shot 57% from that. A player who has 1.3 rebounds. His stats will get up a little bit higher with Minnesota. Then you're going to say, well, what's going to happen with D'Angelo? What's going to happen with Karl-Anthony Towns in Philadelphia? Well, his stats are going to get up a lot. Because Doc Rivers seems to find the best out of centers sometimes, with like DeAndre Jordan. He found to make DeAndre Jordan a great rebounder and a great lob city threat player. So definitely that will definitely work a lot better. So I would definitely try to trade away some pieces to get better. And I wouldn't trade away D'Angelo Russell because he's an all-star caliber player. So for both situations, you're likely going to have for Philadelphia and Minnesota, you're going to get two all-stars. Simple. You're not losing anything really for either team. So I don't feel like they're going to lose anything really. So yeah, Minnesota would definitely, both teams are waiting to trade. The only thing I feel in general with Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards in general will definitely not fail. I feel like he won't be a bust, but he has some abilities that I feel might hurt him. So yeah, I feel in general that this is the video. This is the end of the video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Am I right or am I wrong about the Minnesota Timberwolves situation? Should they trade Karl-Anthony Towns or should they trade D'Angelo Russell in general? Or what do you guys think of Anthony Edwards? Let me know down in the comments below.